Geworden ist, die Welt teilt der Kasal, als oi bei einem Mensch, bei Menschen, versteht man, also schön in seinem Melochim, demut sein Mittag b'nei Adam. Und wir verstehen, sie seine Melochim, Tanoim, Amaroim, Shoidim, G'dei Achrim. Was they preach, that's what they practice. Sie sind nicht, dass größere Chochma sind, größere Philosophers von dem Säulam, so größere Chochma sind in Bewohnen, werden sind Lahabel, alle Vater und Laufen. Unser Gedäude Israel ist Boruch, Shabach, Behem, beschlossen. Is Shaluch, Achon, Berosh, this money and do the best possible thing with this money. That means it wasn't a Matone B'chaim, it wasn't a Matne Schriftmara. Hat gesagt zu seinen Kindern, you'll get this money. They should use this money and do the best possible thing one can do with this money. Das hat gebeten als gelastet Zibor seinen Kindern, als betet sie sollen tun mit dem Geld, the best possible Sache man kann tun mit dem Geld. No, was ist die beste Sache man kann tun? Rabbi sagt, was halt ihr? Bei einer Medrash, bei einer Yeshiva, bei einer Keudel, bei einer Mikve, hat man das kallah, the list is long, wir wissen, support you say, leider in Kaliso, wir wissen, wie viele Sachen sind dort zu rochen in Kaliso. Which is this big, is that bigger, which is a bigger thing to do? They couldn't decide what should happen with this money. Here, the father said they should do the very best thing with the money, and one couldn't decide what was the best thing. Der hat das so gesagt, der hat das so gesagt, nicht gewusst, was die beste Sache. Ich bin zugekommen zu Rabbi Falk. Ich habe ihn gefragt, er hat mir gewusst, mit dem Geld. Hat mir Rabbi Falk gesagt, das Geld soll man geben, der Becheuer Pischnaim, und jeder Sohn soll kriegen sein Heilig in Jerusha. Das ist die beste Sache in der Welt, was man getan hat mit dem Geld. So Kiyadua steht auf Rashi in der Teure Pasha Schreiftim, Sofen Kodesh Yerucha Yomin Usmoil, Afilo Oimelacho, Al Yimin Shu Smoil, Val Smoil Shu Yimin, darf man zuhören zu Chazal und zu Gedei Yisrael, man darf zuhören zu versteht ja, zu versteht nicht. Der Bescheid von dem ist, das ist nicht mein Kochmet, das ist sehen, das ist Kiyadua. Yimin und Smoil meint, somebody will say to you, Matzigadas on Northumberland Street is on the right side of the road. That was expressed on the left side of the road. Both the same are right, depends what the approach is. If you're coming down from Leicester Road, then it's on the right side of the road. You're coming up from Benedict Road, it's on the left side of the road. It's the approach. So it may seem to you completely wrong what Yenna's saying, because your approach is from the other side. He said it because his approach is from there. Chazal is saying the approach of Chazal is different to your approach. And therefore when Chazal say on Yamin Shu Samoy or Samoy Shu Yamin, to you it seems wrong because your approach to the Matzib is approach which it's a different approach and not their mystic approach. Here of course I think that's a good approach on both sides, but now Matzovim in Laban, where one approach is the richtige approach, the Torah approach, and the other approach is not the Zay, when the Hamid takes the people come from monkeys, because there's a great tzadashova between monkeys and gorillas and human beings. Feature-wise and brain-wise, was alle Millionen. There's many nekudas of tzadashova zwischen der monkey and the man. So come there, boy, der Chochem Shabbat Olam, and he was Mansi as monkeys, and people come from monkeys, right? Originally all monkeys, and we are 30 generations, 40 generations down the line from Eltazade was again a monkey. Bei uns in Gemara steht, in Sanhedrin Kuftessa mit Aleph, als ein teurer Mabel, ein teurer Flogger Menach, ein teurer Flogger, a chelik from the people who were involved in the binding of the Mikvah, the Rebbeinu Shlem and punished them and turned them into monkeys. And that's where monkeys come from. Monkeys come from people who were turned into monkeys. The people of the Doyer HaFloga, that chelik of the population that deserved that einish, they turned into monkeys. Up the Gemara and chelik, Kuftessa with Aleph, they were turned into kufim. It's as like Darwin is absolutely right that all his sadashobas between monkeys and humans, he couldn't be more accurate. There's a lot of understanding. His towards his approach. One little mistake he made is not that people come from monkeys, it's monkeys come from people. That's the only mistake he made. The British is organ because there's such a thing as glacier ice formation. You can tell from the continents how they are. You can see ice formation, and you can see evidence. Geologists can see evidence that there was an ice formation in hot countries. Originally, it was a cold sea. It was completely different, and for such this to happen, that what's hot is cold, what's cold is hot, things change around. Is that a development of millions of years, or made a context of astonishment million years old? In Melbourne, was der Melbourne is going to visit Kubbel, which is very based on. Then put him again, goes to Passion, which is going to visit Kubbel. Schreibt in Pashas Neuach, as in the Mabel hat übrig genommen Bria. Und the Bria is the Moshe of Dossa de Bria, that's the Bria. And here's the equator, here's the North Pole, South Pole, and here's the equator. And humanity lived in the warmer part, in the middle of the Bria. The Bönchen took the Bria and he turned it round, and that which was on the equator became the North Pole in the Drenamabel. The whole Bria was twisted 90 degrees, and because of that you can find under the North Pole elephants and tigers, hot country creatures can be found, or found other gamers there. Deep in the ice under the North Pole you can find tropical creatures, wie kommen sie zu sein dürfen. So the Melbourne, while these were the creatures which roamed around in the tropics, and the Mabel, the Bönchen twisted the globe, and das was a good. I remember at the Zelter Meister, he, with his wife, then gewesen in Oslo. Oslo is in Sweden, am auch ein Stückchen von jedem Knirre, near Oslo, and manchmal am auch im Niedach. And he was on business, so he was there, and you can't go to kaufen, it's stuck in kosher shops, lunch was garnished. So he popped into a restaurant to get a Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is a generally a kosher drink, a lemonade, a Coca-Cola, a drink. So he popped into a restaurant to get a drink. He opens the door of the restaurant and goes in. And when he goes into the room of the restaurant, a young man he knows from Metzro is walking in towards him in his direction, holding a plate with a piece of fish. Of course, the young man saw him. The young man went white, shocked that he was caught red-handed holding a piece of fish there in this great restaurant. So the Wolfson says to him, "Can du essen? Can you eat here?" He says, "I've checked it out, it's kosher fish and it's kosher oil, I've checked it all out." Actually, yeah, right? "I've checked it out, it's all kosher." So he says to him, "Aber what's a bishlakum?" Said, and what can I do is I've got nothing to eat. It's in Stober Sessen, you know, right, it's a shame. Is a Chazal essen bishlakum? Chazal sagen, he says to him, Chazal sagen, ha'oima divrei chacham chayv misa. So he says, Chazal say that to frighten you into submission. Those are the words he said. Chazal said that to frighten you into submission. It would go never in the whole episode that happened in those a few minutes. Believe it. As young man never, grow up because of the tent. Half a year later, he was sitting in his flat in whatever. And his Rebbitzins reading a newspaper, and she says, listen to this. And she reads out the stick of the newspaper, was dort steht, as this young man was nifter, Mamish halbe Jahr noch der Meister, whatever, somehow or other, he died. He had told him, however, die Chachomim, Chayiv Misa, und gemacht der Gelächter von dem, und because of it, Rachmonislam, mit dem hat sich alleine weggehagelt, didn't let it pass. Some Wolf said she saw this, she read this out to her husband, Mamish, a piece of new state of Mamish waiting there, Mensch, like Monet Sambi does this.
Otherwise,